Good evening and welcome to the annual YWCA Spokane Women of Achievement event. I'm Kris Crocker of 4 News Now, and I am so excited to be your co-host to this evening of celebration and fundraising. And joining me is my co-host for the evening, Kiantha Duncan.
Thanks, Kris. I'm Kiantha, the Vice President of the Spokane NAACP and a very proud supporter of the YWCA. It's a pleasure to join you tonight, but before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce Shirley Blackbear of the Kalispel Tribe of Indians with a very special invocation.
I am Shirley Blackbear, a Kalispel Tribal Elder, and it is an honor to give the blessing and the invocation for the YWCA Women of Achievement. I will first do a prayer, a short prayer in Salish, and then I will do one in English. Lem shluket watlan sutin, shluket sutin, shluket siya, shlusam shluket keks atzacham, shluket ches, shlus puus, shluan pachtis, shluet siya, shlusam shluket ye tchwa ye keks chaustem. We ask you, Creator, to bless this special day of the women that are being honored for their achievements and diligence by the YWCA Women of Achievement. We ask this in your precious name, for the women that we honor have great achievements, great strength, and due diligence for the work that you have set forth before them. They are the givers of life and the rocks of the family. They are the protectors of our children and care for our elders. We ask this in your precious name. We also ask for a special prayer, Creator, for this pandemic that we are facing. That you give us the strength and touch us with your healing hand to give us health. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Thank you, Shirley, for that very powerful blessing. I was honored to be asked to be a part of this special event, which delivers on the YWCA's one mission of eliminating racism and empowering women.
And that is why I come back year after year. YWCA Spokane is making a difference in the community that I love. And I can't think of a more relevant mission to respond to these challenging times.
Exactly. So I've been looking at today's program, and we have a great celebration planned. We're going to highlight women leaders who make a difference in our community every single day. We're going to hear from Peg Currie, Chief Operating Officer of Providence Healthcare, who is also going to share Patty's journey, a beloved caregiver who lost her life to domestic violence. She'll tell us how, as an organization, they are responding to Patty's passing. And we will provide you with an opportunity to give to one of our favorite nonprofits, the YWCA of Spokane, in support of their critical work and mission of serving over 17,000 women and children annually.
Tonight's celebration is a key part of YWCA's 2-month-long One Mission campaign. At this time each year, YWCA normally meets you in person at their prestigious awards luncheon. Well, the event celebrates the achievements of outstanding women while also helping to raise funds to support those impacted by domestic violence, homelessness, and unemployment. This year, in this virtual world, we have set an aggressive goal of raising $275,000 during this campaign.
So far, we have raised $146,843 through sponsorships and support and meals sold. This is simply incredible, and I hope that you know the YWCA's valued supporters will help us to stretch to achieve this goal, knowing the incredible impact that your donations have on our community. Later tonight, we will have a virtual paddle raise opportunity for you to help YWCA reach the critical fundraising goal. In addition to preset amounts, there will also be an opportunity to give any amount that you are comfortable with.
So let's get our program going. Open up your delicious meal kits, set up your computer or TV so everyone can see, find some comfy chairs, pour yourself a bottle of champagne. Kiantha and I have done that. and enjoy the 2020 Women of Achievement Awards celebration. Welcoming us this evening is YWCA's interim CEO, Jeanette Hoke.
Good evening. I'm Jeanette Hoke, the Interim Chief Executive Officer of YWCA Spokane. On behalf of our Board of Directors and dedicated staff, I would like to welcome you to this year's Women of Achievement event. The YWCA has been honoring the outstanding women of Spokane for 38 years. As you all know, we cannot gather together and celebrate our honorees like we have in the past. We're going to ask for your grace and patience as we navigate through this virtual event together. Still, tonight will be engaging and empowering. Over the years, we have honored hundreds of incredible women who have excelled in their professions, been outstanding leaders and mentors, and worked as dedicated community servants. It's a privilege to be able to introduce you to the newest additions to this amazing group. While my new role is CEO, for the past 9 years, I have been the Chief Financial Officer. So I know the Women of Achievement event is our biggest fundraiser of the year. In the midst of protests highlighting the injustice of systemic racism, the pandemic, and increasing homelessness, the need for the services of the YWCA is now greater than ever. Domestic violence is the #1 cause of homelessness in Spokane. Survivors and victims, children and families are facing a wide range of challenges: job loss and financial hardship, loneliness and isolation, limited access to transportation and support services, racial and health inequities, frustration, fear and anger, and homelessness. The YWCA Spokane, from the very beginning of this crisis, has been steadfast in providing support and services to those in need. Our teams are using traditional and innovative means to reach out and serve all of our clients and their children. We stand ready to provide education, advocacy, and empowerment. To continue this vital work, we need your financial support. Resources are limited and funding is shifting. Your commitment to support our work is deeply appreciated. Thank you for joining us here today. Enjoy the evening and be prepared to be inspired. Thank you.
Every day, we make choices about how we will spend our time, money, and energy, since for most of us, these resources are limited. I'm Anna Franklin, co-chair of this year's Women of Achievement event and member of the YWCA Board of Directors.
And I'm Laura McAloon, co-chair of the 2020 Women of Achievement event and chair of the YWCA Spokane Board of Directors.
Over the last few months, I have reflected on these choices and why I have chosen to place my efforts into the YWCA. For me, it's about using my voice to speak up for those who are silenced.
The mission of the YWCA includes 2 components: eliminating racism and empowering women. These are things that should work together seamlessly. In Spokane, where our services are concentrated on assisting domestic violence victims and providing early childhood learning through ECAP preschool, we have historically focused on the empowering women portion of our mission. But I have chosen to be here today and support the efforts of YWCA Spokane in order to elevate our work around eliminating racism, to live up to our commitment to our one mission.
We see women in crisis every day. They often have multiple challenges. Besides being in an abusive relationship, they may face systemic racism, reoccurring poverty, and other discriminations. These additional challenges most certainly impact their road to recovery. To help all women rise requires that we acknowledge the complex issues each individual experiences in order to address their specific needs.
During the pandemic, the prevalence of inequity and social injustice has become even more clear. We see it play out through differing access to care and certainly in the health outcomes. We also see the desperation as people across our nation take a stand against the unequal treatment of people of color by law enforcement and by our criminal justice system.
Domestic violence happens behind closed doors, aided by stay-at-home orders and compounded by racism and discrimination.
Working together, we can make a difference for all the women and families who seek YWCA's services, regardless of race, disability, sexual orientation, or gender identity. We can be leaders and role models in Spokane, educating about domestic violence, racism, discrimination, and what each of us can do to lift up our community. Our event today is part of that effort, and we invite you to join us as we live out YWCA's One Mission. That's why Anna and I and our entire board of directors support YWCA Spokane. What's your why?
Thank you, Anna and Laura, for that powerful message. Recognizing that we must work together to address systemic issues preventing safe and equitable access to peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all.
Leading up to our event tonight, we asked our community members to tell us in one word why they've chosen to be here with us. My word was love. Supporting the YWCA for me is a small way of showing my gratitude to an organization that has supported so many women that I've known personally nationwide. Those women have accessed these services during times of challenge and transition. Kris, why are you here?
Well, Kiantha, my word is justice. I have been involved with the YWCA Spokane for many years, and I have seen the tremendous results the YWCA has achieved through their work to eliminate racism and help women, children, and families. Unfortunately, the work is not only far from over, it's becoming even more critical. The YWCA works for peace in our community by ensuring justice for those who need it most.
Let's see what our supporters are sharing with us. Empowerment and equity are two of the most common submissions. Quite appropriate given the one mission of eliminating racism and empowering women.
See,
I also see empathy and resilience.
Courageous, strength, survivor, and hope. All of these tie into the great work the YWCA Spokane does every day in our community.
Our community really is dedicated to helping YWCA Spokane, addressing issues of social justice and supporting women and families. There is strength and compassion here.
Kiantha, I am proud to stand with them today and always. Creating this event has required the work and support of many individuals and businesses. Let's hear from Dana Morris Lee of YWCA, who would like to share a few words of gratitude.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dana Morris Lee, your YWCA Spokane Chief Philanthropy Officer. I am completely humbled by the generosity of the individuals and businesses who have made this evening possible. Together, we are powerful, and we are making a difference. First, to our sponsors. Special thanks to mission partner and event signature sponsor, Providence Healthcare. You are going to have a privilege tonight to hear an important and inspiring story from Providence's own Peg Currie. Many thanks go to our mission partner and matching fund sponsor, Numerica Credit Union. Mission partner, Multicare. Mission partner and honoree sponsor, the Kalispel Tribe of Indians and Northern Quest Resort and Casino. More thanks go to our champion level sponsors, Inland Imaging, Garco Construction, Northwest Farm Credit Services, and Kaiser Aluminum. Additionally, our heartfelt thanks go out to our creative sponsor, Amplify, and our fantastic and amazing video production sponsor, Hamilton Studio. Without Dawn, Lorna, Hannah, and Matt, this evening simply would not be possible. We appreciate all of our great sponsors listed on the screen, including those who were willing to support us with virtual tables in our new world. We want to thank all of our corporate sponsors who year after year bring awareness to the YWCA's mission by sharing this event with our community. Our thanks don't stop with our sponsors. Our dedicated staff and board members who work all year long to deliver critical services for our community. Your commitment through the One Mission campaign is simply amazing. And lastly, our co-chairs for this event, Laura McAloon and Anna Franklin. Wow, and their entire committee of volunteers. They put this event together tonight via countless Zoom calls and sheer grit. Thank you. With all sincerity, I want to say, you are making a difference throughout our entire virtual campaign for the future of over 17,000 people in Spokane community. From all of us at the YWCA and the families we serve, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Cheers.
Kris, I really do understand why you keep coming back to this event.
I know. It is always so inspiring and uplifting. It's a fabulous celebration. And tonight's dinner was created by the chefs at Northern Quest Resort and Casino, especially for your enjoyment. So let's hear now from Nick Pierre and Chef Teresa Land from Northern Quest. They are going to tell you about the meal and their inspiration in creating it.
Hi, I'm Chef Teresa with Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
And I'm Nick Pierre, General Manager of Northern Quest Resort and Casino and a Kalispel tribal member. The Kalispel Tribe of Indians and Northern Quest Resort and Casino are a proud mission partner of YWCA Spokane. This year, as part of YWCA's virtual Women of Achievement celebration, we were proud to offer a specially curated meal created by the culinary teams at Northern Quest, and many of you are enjoying it right now.
We hope you are savoring the delicious charcuterie board, hummus, tapenade, and house-made pita chips, smoked chicken sliders, and a yakisoba salad with roasted pork loin. And soon you'll be indulging in a decadent pumpkin loaf sprinkled with pepita seeds and a drizzle of salted caramel sauce.
And don't forget the bubbly. We hope you're enjoying your split of Cava Brute. Thank you sincerely to those of you who made a donation to YWCA Spokane for the meal to enjoy this evening. As we celebrate some incredible women in our community, we're proud to partner with you to contribute to the work and mission of YWCA Spokane. Cheers to you and tonight's award honorees.
Cheers.
Thanks to the Kalispel Tribe and Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Your meal kit also contains a Rydell commemorative champagne flute, compliments of our friends at Inland Imaging. So pop open your champagne and savor your array of tasty treats while we tell you about this year's fabulous Women of Achievement Award winners.
Well, we have come to one of my favorite parts of this event, learning about and congratulating the Women of Achievement winners. Kiantha and I will take turns introducing the winners and showing a video vignette featuring each of them. I know you're going to love them. First up is the Award for Arts and Culture. And this year's winner is Carly Ingersoll, co-founder of Lucky You Lounge. Let's take a look at Carly's video.
When we first opened the Bartlett, I was trying to champion this concept of wanting to see our calendar of events be gender equal. The music industry is still kind of a boys' club, and so to see a more gender inclusive and ethnically diverse calendar that supports musicians of all types was really important to me initially. And initially it was actually really hard, and I think the music community has grown, and I think more venues are trying to become platforms for a wider range of voices. When you have a venue, it's a platform, and so you want to be able to use that for things that you really care about and for voices that you value. We have an amazing local scene, but being able to bring in touring artists that have different perspectives and different viewpoints, it benefits our community as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Congratulations to Carly and her outstanding achievements. Our next award highlights a woman who has excelled in business and industry. I am pleased to tell you that we are recognizing Letitia Hill, Vice President of Community and Economic Vitality for Avista Utilities. Let's see what Letitia has to say.
Probably to a fault. I have a problem saying no. And so I've served wherever I feel like I can be of most help, most assistance. And I think that is both in my professional life and in my personal life. I love the opportunity to give and to have a spirit of generosity because so much has been given to me. I think the best way to inspire people to serve is to serve with them or to serve well. Avista is so blessed because we have so many people that want to give back. And I feel so fortunate to work with some of these folks. And so they'll often come and say, how should I serve, or where should I serve, and all of that. And I'll say, what do you love? If you can put people in places where they love and places where they shine, then that light is just going to spread. We need as many people to be who they are, 110% of them, with all of us together.
Oh, thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome. Congratulations, Letitia. Each year, we honor an individual in our community with the Carl Maxey Racial and Social Justice Award. It's presented this year by Morgan Maxey. This award recognizes a woman with a record of exemplary leadership and service in eliminating racism and promoting diversity through community service, racial reconciliation, and/or social justice outreach. This year, the award goes to Nicole Jenkins Rosenkrantz, Community Partnerships Manager at Spokane Public Schools.
I'm here on behalf of the YWCA to present the Carl Maxey Racial and Social Justice Award. As many of you know, Carl Maxey is my grandfather, and he was a champion for racial justice and equality here in the Spokane area. That work then continued on to Seattle, where he was one of the founding members of the Lord and Miller Bar Association, which I'm proud to say that I am a board member of now. My grandfather his work also extended out to other parts of the country, where he was a part of the Freedom Tours and other movements for racial equality and racial justice. It was my honor today to present this award to Nicole Jenkins Rosenkrantz on behalf of the YWCA.
There is no need to criminalize youth for normal teenage brain mistakes. So when I jumped to the school system, my goal was to figure out how to develop programs that keep them out of heading to juvenile court. Kids of color getting mistreated or getting inequitable treatment happens because that's the way the systems were set up. What we need to do is to work together as a community to find solutions for changing the outcomes of systems. So do we need to do implicit bias training, anti-racism training, cultural competence training, like continuing to move people along, gaining competence and being able to take the action steps to actually notice when maybe they're using a biased lens and it's negatively affecting students. Spokane Public Schools has the mission statement of excellence for everyone, but I want our community to have that and to live that every day.
That was powerful, and congratulations to my very dear friend, Nicole. Our next award is in the Community Enhancement category. This year's winner is Bonnie Bush, Spokane County Juvenile Court Administrator. Let's watch Bonnie's video.
The biggest challenge, I think, in a lot of systems is to make change, and especially if you're addressing a status quo. Our main focus on Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative was reduce the number of kids that we had in secure detention. We also then worked on school to prison pipeline. We wanted to do something different with the truancy, programs that we had, and we impacted the whole system statewide. With each of these separate reform efforts, it didn't stop after we got it started. It's a continual effort. It's not one and done. It's not like you do a training and you're successful all of a sudden. It's continual work because things are fluid and will change. The needs of kids in the community will also change. It's not always the leader, the director, the administrator that's out there making change. It can be line level. It can be anybody. You might be that one person that makes a difference in the lives of a kid.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And congratulations to Bonnie. Well, can you believe all of these women are from our community? It's amazing. Now, our next award is in the area of education. Jan Swanson, a pioneer in the field of early childhood education in Spokane, is this year's winner. Let's watch her video.
When I founded Northwell School, the whole goal was to treat each child with individual respect and love and concern, and using a positive approach where we speak to children as we speak to adults, and we get their cooperation through choice, not through intimidation or fear. We both instruct and try to live that mission of accepting all types of diversity, both ethnicity, religious, gender, ages, abilities. Education to me is the answer, honestly. I think ignorance and lack of contact with other people causes people to act strangely. Children don't come with a bias. It's the community or families around them, if they're isolated only with that point of view, that the bias builds.
Congratulations. Wow, thank you so much.
Wow, so deserving. Congratulations, Jan. Next, we are giving out the award in Government and Public Service category. Our winner is Maria Kuluya, currently the Director of Real Estate Development for the Spokane Tribe of Indians.
Being able to grow the core of Welpanet and the surrounding communities with the economy, it means a lot. Because if we don't plan for our future and our generations to come, we won't have anything to return home to. In Welpanet, Washington, it was the BIA built town, Bureau of Indian Affairs, years ago. So we were placed there and everything was set up for us. We didn't have a chance to build our own town. My mission and goals was to build local economies and to build, the smaller businesses and the entrepreneurs from the reservation that they didn't even realize they were a business. You take pride in your community and you build it up. And each time you're buying from them, you're providing and you're helping them provide for their families and children.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations to Maria, and thank you for your important work. Well, as the mother of 3 girls, I love highlighting women who have excelled in the category of science, technology, and environment. And this year's honoree is Debbie Brinker, faculty member at the Washington State University School of Nursing.
I get the pleasure and the challenge, quite honestly, of growing that next generation of healthcare providers. How do you grow a more diverse population of workforce to match the population that we serve? My main role is to be a connector to somebody that may relate. So especially in K-12 and in STEM education, bringing my students there, bringing others in the community so that they see possibilities in themselves. That's how we get more young girls, young boys as well, interested in STEM careers. I think what we can do collectively that we can't do separately is the work we all need to do together. And for me in particular, yes, it's growing that next generation of nurses to contribute to optimize health and advocate to alleviate disparities, to really grow a caring community.
Congratulations, Debbie, for your incredible achievement. Finally, we are going to honor our young woman of achievement, Gabby Dancero, current Miss Spokane, who is using her platform to raise awareness around domestic violence, and she is the co-founder of the nonprofit Stop the Violence. Gabby is a shining star, and you, like me, are going to love her.
I was impacted by domestic violence in 2017, and that is when my family started a nonprofit organization, and from there I've been able to give back to the community and give back to the resource shelters that we have here in Spokane to help those affected by domestic violence. I think with the platform that I have now and the voice that I have now, it's very important for me to put my most authentic self out there and help empower women to be their best selves through their careers, through their schooling, through parenting, whatever life may take them. It's very important to be a girl and be there for women. I know when I first started giving back to the community, I was a little scared because I had that self-doubt. If I'm just one person, I can't make a difference. But in 3 years, I've seen a huge difference in the community and a huge difference in the conversations that we're having in
in this community just because of something small that I've started. So as a young woman, I think it's important to show my friends along that same kind of route. Like, you can do this. Find what makes you passionate. What are you passionate about? Start that conversation. I think everything honestly truly relates back to starting a conversation.
Congratulations to Gabby, and congratulations to all of our award winners, and a huge thank you to the Compass Room and Rooftop for the use of their beautiful terrace for the award presentations. Every year, I am stunned by the work and dedication of our Women of Achievement Award winners, and this year is no exception. In fact, we had a record number of nominations of nearly 50. I hope you are all giving them a standing ovation at home.
If you are wondering how else we can honor these award winners and their dedication to our community, it's by doing our part today to support the YWCA's critical work and mission. Let's listen to a special message showing us what can happen when we come together in beloved community.
You know, I've never shared my story public, and not even all my family knows. I am Nicole Jenkins Rosenkrantz. I am a community member who's very involved in racial and social justice. I work for Spokane Public Schools. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter, I'm an auntie. I want to share my story to uplift others who are maybe in current domestic violence circumstances, to also celebrate with others who are survivors and have continued to thrive even through the dark times, the hard times, the times where it seemed impossible. You know, I look back 18 years ago, although my professional life was on track, my personal life wasn't. At that time in my career, I was a child and family counselor at a group home, as well as a juvenile corrections officer. I would leave work and I would drive home, and I would drive like under the speed limit, just dreading going home to the situation I was going home to. What I had waiting there was someone who was very controlling and possessive of my time and who I spoke with, and even my career, even though my career was paying the bills. I just kept thinking, I can make this better. I can love him enough that he will know that he has my heart, that I am faithful. But I found that there was nothing that I could say or do that would be enough. There is this, I want to say, a trope that Black women are so strong that we can handle anything and everything. And although I believe that is true, that is also a pressure that we put on ourselves that is very heavy. Asking for help is not natural to me. And then not wanting to tell my family because of disappointment in me or just the pain that they would feel. So one of the things that I've really been thinking about is community. What does it mean to be in community? I know that the Y has a saying about the beloved community. Healing will happen when we all realize that we are all interconnected.
To me, beloved community is supporting strong families. It's when families who can help do help those who need the extra support. To me, that's what beloved community is taking our turn, giving when we have to give, receiving when we have to receive.
I love this work. I've never felt so part of something that was bigger than me. I'm really passionate about domestic violence, social justice. I'm really passionate about just really meeting people where they're at.
We work really, really hard to be able to serve every member of our community. We try to really be cognizant and aware of making sure everybody has access to our services at the YWCA in the most comfortable and the most thoughtful way possible.
Racism absolutely plays a factor. I've had clients who were people of color who experienced racism directly from their abusers, experienced racism from systems they were trying to engage in.
The only way all of this is going to be worked out, whether it's domestic violence issues, whether it's issues with law enforcement, or even getting rid of COVID, it takes all of us doing it together.
What I love about what I get to do at the YWCA is I can really disrupt some of those adverse health outcomes that we know come along with experiencing stress and trauma. Talking with the community is impactful in getting other folks to partner with us and understand what we're doing. And I see myself as part of something larger than myself. And I know that I'm working toward a collective goal.
Domestic violence hurts the whole family. It hurts everybody. It hurts the whole community. I also think domestic violence is a preventable problem. But it's going to take all of us to prevent it. It's going to take all of us to heal it.
We all need to actively be in community with each other. That is the only way all this topsy-turvy stuff that's going on changes. We can come together as a community and we can make the change. I trust us. We can do it.
Beloved community, what a wonderful concept. Thank you to Nicole and to the team at YWCA for such a touching reflection of how healing and change is possible when we all come together. Next, I'd like to introduce to you another outstanding woman, a woman who is part of YWCA's cherished Women of Achievement Award alumni as the recipient of the 215 Science, Technology, and Environment Award. This individual has spent her career dedicated to the health and well-being of our community.
Not only is she a respected leader, she is also a very passionate advocate for domestic violence prevention. At Providence Healthcare, as a Chief Operating Officer and the Chief Executive, she leads and cares for more than 8,000 employees across the Inland Northwest. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our keynote speaker for the night, Peg Currie.
It was in early April when I received the phone call that one of our caregivers was missing. Law enforcement was called to do a safety check at her apartment. Later that day, we learned that Patty Hernandez, a beloved caregiver at Sacred Heart Medical Center, had been found murdered in her home by her partner, Joseph. I will never forget the gasps, the tears, the sobs from the many lives she touched just at work when they were informed of her death. Who was Patty? Patty was a friend, and she was the most bubbly, delightful, smiling body of energy that you could ever meet. Her role at Sacred Heart was that as an environmental services worker, and she floated all over the hospital. And just so you know, I must tell you that Sacred Heart has 1 million square feet. So Patty was known everywhere. Anywhere from the children's hospital to the adult, I see nurses and other caregivers were uplifted and inspired by her. And like many of us, you may be asking, why was she with him? Why didn't she do something sooner? Why didn't she just leave? It's interesting how most questions tend to be about Patty, and not about the perpetrator, the one who caused this to occur. Joseph was the one who abused Patty. Joseph was the one who abused drugs. Joseph was the person who murdered Patty. Most people don't realize that the abuse doesn't stop just because someone leaves their partner. Often the violence can increase when the survivor attempts to flee. Statistics show us that many abused women are murdered after they leave their partner. Domestic violence is complex. It is so difficult to speak out, to end the silence, to take on the unknown fears. Fears of being killed, stalked, put into financial ruin, sharing custody of your children, or potentially losing custody of your children. All of these are very real fears. I've learned much about domestic violence in these last few years thanks to the YWCA and the Domestic Violence Coalition. I've learned that domestic violence doesn't just happen overnight. It can be very subtle, and it evolves over time, making it easier to deny or not recognize at all. One of the people that I've met since knowing Patty and after Patty's murder told me how she really viewed her domestic violence experience. She didn't think of herself as an abused woman, but as a strong woman who was helping a shattered man. Patty, too, exemplified that strength. It is likely that each of us has had a coworker, a friend, or a family member in this situation. But we were at a loss about what to say or do when these things happen. I now know that there are some simple questions that you can ask a friend who you think might be in an abusive relationship. You can ask, is this relationship energizing or is it draining you? What happens if you disagree with your partner? What does arguing look like in your relationship? How do you both apologize to each other? Questions like these can help begin that conversation that broadens the perspectives and suspends the judgment. I've learned that saying something is better than leaving the situation alone out of fear of saying the wrong thing. I remember seeing a young woman who I'd worked with, and I noticed on her wrist there was a bruise. And because of the education and training that I've received from the YWCA and the Domestic Violence Coalition, I was able to recognize those signs and ask her about it in a way that was compassionate. It is hard, but it may be that one conversation at that one moment with that one person makes all the difference. That is empowerment. While there is much to be done after the fact to support victims, how do we, Spokane, get in front of this problem so things don't get so far out of control? Well, today, I'd like to introduce you to a proactive response. I believe this is a courageous leadership issue. Leadership is for all of us, women and men. We need to help break through the denial that domestic violence is someone else's problem. This must become a fight that leaders like me and others concentrate on to make a difference. This is not a women's issue. This is a community issue. It can happen to your daughters. This can happen to your sons. My call to action for each of you is to become a leader in addressing domestic violence. I call on those in leadership positions to adopt a zero-tolerance domestic violence policy at work, holding perpetrators accountable for their behavior. Examine your existing policies regarding a survivor's access to benefits and services. Support your staff's understanding of these services, of the information and protection available to survivors. Provide training and guidance to all employees on how to properly respond to domestic violence in the workplace. Whether you are a chief executive or not, we are all leaders. Leaders in our neighborhoods, leaders in our friendships, and leaders amongst our peers. Step up. Speak up. Help set the tone for intolerance of verbal and physical abuse, no matter where you are. Interrupt degrading conversations. Shine a spotlight on how we all can be better together. I call on academic leaders too. Curriculum about what healthy relationships look like, facts about teen dating violence, and resources about how to help a friend should be made available to all young adults. Most domestic violence victims are between the ages of 18 and 24 years old. Let's empower our young people. We can do this, Spokane. Blessed are our emergency department team members for the care that they give to victims who have been hurt both physically and emotionally. I've been in the emergency department rounding, and I remain haunted by the things that I've seen. The 90-year-old grandmother that was beaten by her grandson. The 8-month-old boy who was hurt by his own mom. The 22-year-old college girl beaten by her boyfriend. Our nurses and doctors' wish is to not have to take care of patients with this anymore because something is done earlier to prevent it from happening at all to anyone. One might think that people in healthcare would recognize and intervene with their own friends at work and colleagues right away. Through the support of our partnership with the YWCA Spokane, Providence has become much more proactive in informing, educating, and responding to the concerns of our team members. Our core leaders have been educated on recognizing and responding to safety concerns. However, abuse still happens even in our world. This effort to prevent domestic violence is a commitment and journey. It needs to be on top of one's mind to be alert to the signs. We recognize that change will take continuous effort and unwavering dedication in order to shift the paradigm of silence that surrounds this deadly issue. Providence is taking further action to help prevent another tragic incident like Patty's. In collaboration with the YWCA and the Domestic Violence Coalition, we have launched a new training, education, and resource site for all 8,000 of our caregivers. In memory of Patty, we call it Patty's Place. It's a virtual safety zone where caregivers and managers can go for support, whether it's for themselves or for a coworker. We believe this work is so important that we are investing additional funds to create a similar resource for all businesses in Spokane to use at the beginning of this upcoming year. Every business owner can help end the violence. Domestic violence doesn't just stay at home. It goes to school, it goes to the grocery store, it goes to work. It affects the workplace in terms of the bottom line. Increased medical expenses, absenteeism, increased risk of violence at work, productivity issues, and employee safety and well-being. In closing, I pray for Patty's family and her friends. I know she's in a new realm and in a better place. I acknowledge her gift of trying to help someone be better, but paying the highest price in her goodness to do so. I pray for Joseph, that he finds the support and therapy to deal with the demons that caused this horrible event. Several months after Patty's death, we received a letter from her mother, Maria. It reads, "Until today, the 7 months of the passing of my dear Patty, I write these lines for you. This topic has been very painful for me. Please don't think that my lack of communication was due to a lack of appreciation and love. Christ our Father, His goodness and mercy is what characterizes Him. He has been loving and generous with me, granting a lot of supporters for this difficult situation that has kept us prisoners." She ended her letter with many thanks to all who knew Patty and supported her. A note at the end of the letter said, "As I was writing this word Spokane, I felt chills and goosebumps." And I pray for all of you listening in here today that you choose to end the silence, to take on the scourge of domestic violence in our community. The word Spokane should not give anyone the chills. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of an issue like this and wonder what difference we as individuals can make. But to truly turn the tide in our community, we must all commit in a spirit of optimism and generosity to act together. So right now, I'd like to invite you to join me in making a contribution to the YWCA at whatever level you are able. I understand that this is a hard time to ask for money, but I also know that there are vulnerable members of our community whose lives depend on it, and that if every one of us gives what we are able, we can make a significant impact. Thank you for considering the difference that you can make. Patty's story ended in tragedy, but together we can help write a happier ending for other victims of domestic violence and prevent this tragedy from happening to our friends, our family, our neighbors, and this community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peg, for sharing Patty's story and for also to Providence for honoring her life. Well, we have honored 8 amazing women. We have heard about the need that exists in our community, and we have heard the stories of hope and healing that result from YWCA's effective services and support. Now we are asking for your support.
For 38 years, our community has come together at the Women of Achievement event to support the critical work of the YWCA Spokane. Every dollar you give today goes to help a woman in crisis or a family in need of safety and shelter, counseling, legal services, education, or childcare. Today, these funds will also support increased racial and social justice programming and education. There are critical services that allow these women and families to heal and prepare for a new tomorrow.
Here is your opportunity to apply the paddle raise skills you learned at the beginning of this event. However, Kiantha, I see that people have been very busy already donating, so thank you for that. You may not need any practice, but it's so fun. Just do it again and again. At the bottom of your screen, there you see that bar to donate. You click and hold and then click a second time on confirm until you see that virtual confetti. And we are going to start our official paddle raise at $1,000 and give you additional giving options as we go along.
So that you know, $1,000 provides beds, blankets, linens, and household essentials for a survivor and her children when they move out of the shelter and into their new home. That is the home away from their abuser.
And oh my goodness, Kiantha, look at all the $1,000 donations
Whoa.
already coming in from Mary, from
Thank you.
Peg.
Thank you, Peg. Catherine, thank you so much. Jan, thank you so much.
We have 2 Catherines on the list. Thank you very much. Heather, thank you for donating at that $1,000 level. Certainly every amount helps. Thank you to Susan and Amanda.
Thank you to Dennis. Thank you to Debbie. Thank you to Christy. Those dollars really make a difference for the YWCA and the families that they serve.
Oh my goodness, wow, that is amazing. $1,000, and certainly throughout the evening, if you feel inclined to donate $1,000 at any level, please do so. But we are gonna move on to our $500 level, and it's amazing what that amount can do. It provides a survivor who is fleeing a violent relationship with 10 days of peace and safety at a hotel when our shelters have reached maximum capacity or when a survivor identifies as male.
Who do we have? Mary Jo. Thank you, Mary Jo. Jacqueline, thank you so much. Carol, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Our $500 level. Please feel free to join in anytime. Oh, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate that. Longtime supporter of YWCA.
Katie, we have Katie and Diane. We want to thank all of you, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Laura, Linda, Katie,
Oh, that's
Carrie?
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
excites
we
us.
can keep on
We're here
going
for the
and
money.
going.
We're excited.
Yes.
So $300 provides 1 month of supportive services for a survivor and a child, including counseling, advocacy, and emergency child care.
All right, for $300. I see Larry up there at $500 from earlier. I did want to give a shout out to Larry, but there's, Nicole and Deborah have joined in, and Candy at the $300 level.
And Julie. We love Julie.
Absolutely. And if we don't call out your name, please know that we are sending you so many good vibes. I'll tell you what, earlier when we did our $1 donation, so many of you joined in that the computer was like, wow, I can't take it. It's not the Wi-Fi here at Hamilton because they are state of the art, but we're getting just so much support that there's just not enough bandwidth for your overwhelming generosity. Well, that was amazing, and you are absolutely touching our hearts and our computers, and we have more chances to give tonight. But before we go any further, we do have a surprise opportunity that we would like to share with you.
Good evening. I'm Carla Cicero, President and CEO of Numerica Credit Union. Numerica is a proud mission partner to YWCA and sponsors of tonight's celebration, along with Providence and so many other wonderful organizations. First, I would like to thank Peg Currie for sharing such a touching story with us tonight, and for the commitment Providence is making to address domestic violence in our community. As an organization dedicated to enhancing lives, fulfilling dreams, and building communities, Numerica also has a zero-tolerance policy for domestic violence throughout our organization and within our community, which is why this year we have invested over $100,000 in partner domestic violence agencies throughout eastern, central Washington, and northern Idaho, including YWCA Spokane. Tonight, Numerica would like to inspire your support of this vital nonprofit with a special opportunity. During the next 3 rounds of the paddle raise, Numerica is offering to match every dollar you donate up to $15,000. So as you raise your virtual paddle, know the impact of your gift will be doubled. So on behalf of Numerica, I would also like to challenge other corporations to join us by also making a matching gift. In fact, when I spoke to our partners at Providence about Numerica's matching intent, they immediately rose to the occasion. On top of their already generous sponsorship, they're giving $5,000 in matching funds. Thank you, Peg and the Providence team, for walking alongside of us as we support YWCA together. Please reach out to YWCA this October during Domestic Violence Action Month. Your gift will provide critical support for YWCA's programs. Thank you.
What an incredible opportunity to make a difference. Spokane truly does have caring and committed organizations that want to make real and lasting change. Okay, Spokane, so let's remember, every gift you make going forward will be matched. We can do this.
I love it. $150 provides a victim of violence with legal assistance while dealing with a critical family law case. Amazing. And then you add the additional $150 from Numerica and Providence, and you are making a tremendous impact. $150 matched by our amazing partners.
$100 provides 1 week of food, a whole week. I had to think about that. $100 provides a whole week of food and nourishment for a survivor and their children in our emergency shelter.
And we are just going to have to take it on faith that you are donating so much money right now that our computers are not showing their names, Kiantha.
It killed us. It killed us.
But we feel your love.
Yes, absolutely. And we know that the money is coming in, and we're so grateful and thankful to all of you who are donating this evening.
Absolutely. And our technical crew out there. Hannah, you know, if we can't keep up with the names, one thing that she is going to be doing is adding up the total as fast as she can, because we want to have a number for you. We do see a couple of names on there. Dennis at $150.
Meredith, thank you so much for your $100 donation.
And you can be the representative for a cast of thousands who are undoubtedly just jamming the internet with your generosity. I see Karen's name up there. And Anna, your $150 donation matched and becomes $300. And what an impact that can have. We're adding the opportunity here for you now to donate any amount of your choosing. Just click the Enter Amount box, type in your donation, and then click again. We know that $50 provides a woman with access to a trauma-sensitive environment where she can learn new skills, look for work, and access job coach services, a computer lab, and professional clothing, things she probably had to leave all behind in her previous world. So any number that you want to donate, now is your chance. And we already have some names showing up on the board.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Nikki, Stephanie, Gemma. Thank you so much.
We've got Mary and Sandra. Donna Lindsay is up there as well. Oh, Brian. Hi, Brian. Brian has taken the opportunity to donate twice, and you can do that.
Well, our Brian Newberry can do that.
Yes,
also,
he can.
Thank you to Lori. Thank you to Harry. Thank you, Kitty. Mary, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Enjoy that confetti. It is just for you. And we really appreciate you, Jessica and Allison and Shannon. Got Bridget up there as well, making a $75 donation. Of course, we're going to go through and look at all of these names and send you good vibes and love for your generosity at the end of the event. So know that you are appreciated and that those dollars that you are sending are not just going out into the internet. They are going to provide critical services right here in the Inland Northwest. We see you and we appreciate you.
We see you and we feel you. That was truly inspirational. Thank you so much for participating in this paddle race and for making the difference in the lives of so many women and children and their families.
And on behalf of the YWCA, its board of directors, staff, mission partners, corporate sponsors, and our Women of Achievement Committee, Kiantha and I want to thank you for joining us for YWCA's virtual Women of Achievement event. In addition to celebrating outstanding women in Spokane, tonight we raised...
Drum roll.
Yes, get the drum roll going. Ready? Oh, it disappeared. It was on the screen, but I remember what it was. It was 32,000, there it is, $32,512. Wow, it hasn't even been an hour.
That's right. Give yourselves a hand for that. That's amazing.
Thank you for your generosity.
If you gave during our paddle race tonight, thank you so much. I thank you so much. You can process your donation by going to your cart in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You'll also receive a text message with a link to pay. If you'd rather pay by check or cash or have any questions whatsoever, you can reach out to the YWCA team at questions@ywcaspokane.org.
We hope that you have had a greater understanding of YWCA's one mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. If you'd like to help get the YWCA Spokane to their fundraising goal of $275,000 for the One Mission campaign, please visit ywcaspokane.org and join the Learn and Give Challenge, where you can fundraise with a team of your friends, family, and coworkers.
It's easy, it's fun. Kris and I both have teams, and it is rewarding to join. So please do consider joining.
Yes, if you don't have a team, you can join one of ours. I need some team members, so come on aboard.
Be well, everyone, and good night, and thank you.
Good night.
safety, cut. Let me do that one all over.
Say something.
Hi.
That's all I needed.
In fact,
Okay.
What if I really want to connect with my audience? I want to look straight in. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
Say again.
Your name.
Oh, my name. I'm going, do I need to go deeper? Okay.
I don't know, that's not very good. You can cut part of that out.
Maybe this light's too bright, but I can't see it.
point in time.
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm sorry. That just felt very like.
I don't know if that's a good answer to that question, but.
Actually, it was one that I had never thought of. That's really good.
In fact, it's an issue directly linked to a range.
Sorry. It's done earlier to prevent it. Hello, kitty.
That's just a test. You do that to everybody.
It's affected them or how it's currently affecting them. And
This isn't working.
Did the cat jump in her lap?
Yeah.
I ad-libbed and I shouldn't have.
I was not a wee.
I don't know.
Put a little more positive spin on it.
Okay.
Let's say, I love you.
Yeah, if I quit stumbling over my words.
Kind of in our services, I'm going to start that over because that was a really awkward sentence.
Advance. I think I need to start over. Tell me what it was again. I think I'm getting lost here.
I'm going to cry. That's the problem.
Blessed art. Oh, hello. I think he knows I'm a cat lover.
The cat likes me, I think.
You can take it home. You got that for sure.
Okay.
Now we can get out. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I want to get out of here.
Does that work? Okay. I might have looked directly into the camera though.
Don't you? Oh, God, no. You know, you always think, what didn't I say, right? Woo!